They told you the 16-8 fasting method was the absolute best way to lose fat. You've probably heard it 1,000 times: skip breakfast, eat for 8 hours, and the weight falls off. But a massive study just shattered that belief. Researchers discovered that one specific fasting method burns nearly twice as much fat as the standard 16.8 routine. And here is the twist. Almost nobody is talking about it because it sounds intimidating, but it doesn't have to be. If you have been skipping breakfast for months and the scale simply won't budge, this video is the answer you have been looking for. However, I need to warn you, there is a catch. If you do this wrong, especially over the age of 60, it can backfire on your metabolism. But if you get it right, it's like turning back the clock on your body's ability to burn fuel. Let's fix your metabolism, starting right now. Now, before we get into the how-to, we need to understand the why. Why did this study shake things up so much? This data didn't come from a social media influencer or a fitness guru selling a supplement. This comes from the British Medical Journal, one of the most trusted scientific sources in the world. They analyzed 99 different clinical trials involving over 6,500 people. They wanted to see which method actually melted fat off the body versus just losing water weight. For years, we thought 16.8 was the king. And don't get me wrong, 16.8 is wonderful. It gives your digestion a rest. But here is the biological reality. When you eat, your body runs on glucose, sugar from food. When you stop eating, your body eventually runs out of that sugar and has to switch fuel sources. It starts burning your stored body fat. We call this the metabolic switch. Think of your body like a hybrid car. It runs on gas first. Only when the gas tank is empty does it switch to the electric battery. Here is the problem with 16.8 for many seniors. It takes about 12 to 14 hours just to burn through the gas in your tank. If you are only fasting for 16 hours, you are only spending about 2 hours in the actual fat-burning zone. You are barely dipping your toe in the water. The study found that to get deep, profound fat burning, we need to extend that window. The method that won? It's called alternate day fasting. But before we move to the next powerful remedy, if you found this first tip helpful, you can support our research team by clicking the Super Thanks heart button below. And for priority answers to your questions, consider joining our Seniors VIP family by hitting the Join button. Now let's talk about exactly how to start. So, what exactly is alternate day fasting, and why did it burn double the fat in the study? The concept is simple, but the results are powerful. On the 16-8 diet, you eat every single day. On alternate day fasting, you have a feast day where you eat normally, followed by a fast day. Now please listen closely, because this is where people get scared and this is where the misconceptions happen. When I say fast day, especially for us over 60, I do not mean you starve yourself with 0 calories. That is too stressful for an older body. It can spike your cortisol, which is your stress hormone, and actually make you hold on to belly fat. The study highlights a modified approach. On your fast day, you are allowed to eat about 500 calories. This is roughly 1 substantial meal or 2 small snacks. By keeping your calories at 500 for that day, you keep your body in that deep fat-burning mode, but you provide enough nutrients to keep your blood sugar stable and your energy up. Here is the math from the study that shocked everyone. The people doing 16-8 lost about 3.5 pounds of pure fat. The people doing strict daily calorie counting lost about 4.5 pounds. But the alternate day fasting group, they lost 7.5 pounds of fat. That is nearly double the results of 16.8. Why? Because on that fasting day, your body runs out of sugar completely. It has no choice but to go into your fat stores, your freezer, and start burning that energy for heat and movement. If you want to try this, you need a plan. You cannot just wing it. Here is a simple, safe protocol to see if this works for you. Step number 1, the 500-calorie rule. On your fasting day, prioritize protein and healthy fats. Do not waste your 500 calories on toast or crackers. You want foods that keep you full. Think of a large piece of grilled salmon with steamed asparagus, or perhaps 2 eggs with a side of avocado. These foods act like slow-burning logs on a fire. They keep you satisfied without spiking your insulin. Step number 2, Hydration is medicine. When you fast, your body flushes out water and electrolytes. If you feel a headache coming on, it's usually not hunger, it's a lack of salt. On your fasting days, drink plenty of water. I often recommend adding a pinch of high-quality sea salt to your water or sipping on warm bone broth. Bone broth is fantastic because it comforts the stomach and gives you minerals, but it has very few calories. Step number 3, the feast day. On the day you eat, you do not need to count calories. However, do not treat it as a binge. Just eat until you are full. The magic of this method is that over time your stomach actually shrinks a little bit. You will find you get full faster on your eating days. Now, I want to speak to you as a friend and a doctor. We have looked at the glossy numbers, burning double the fat. That sounds amazing. But we have to look at the reality of living with this routine. The study noted something very important. While alternate day fasting worked incredibly well for 8 to 12 weeks, it was very hard for people to stick to it for a whole year. Fasting for a full day, or eating only 500 calories, is socially difficult. It can be mentally draining. If you have a family dinner or a social event, it becomes awkward to sit there with an empty plate. After 6 months, the gap between the groups started to close. Why? Because the best diet is the one you can actually stick to. Consistency always beats intensity in the long run. So, here is who should never do this. If you are diabetic and taking insulin or medication to lower your blood sugar, do not try this without your doctor's direct supervision. Your blood sugar could drop too low, which is dangerous. If you have a history of eating disorders, or if you are already underweight, this is not for you. And if you have low blood pressure, or take blood pressure medication, be very careful. Fasting naturally lowers blood pressure, and combining that with medication can make you dizzy or lightheaded. So, should you ditch 16.8 forever? Absolutely not. Here is my prescription for how to use this new information. Think of alternate day fasting as a short-term tool, not a forever lifestyle. If you have hit a plateau and the weight hasn't moved in months, try alternate day fasting for 2 to 3 weeks. Use it to shock your system, clear out the liver fat, and get that metabolic fire roaring again. Once you have lost that initial stubborn weight, you can transition back to the 16-8 method or the 5.2 method for maintenance. 16.8 is wonderful for maintenance. It fits into your life easily. Alternate day fasting is wonderful for a breakthrough. It is not about one being good and the other being bad. It is about using the right tool for the right job. The study proves that our bodies are capable of incredible things when we give them a break from constant eating. Whether you choose 16-8 or alternate day fasting, the most important step is simply starting. Listen to your body. If you try the alternate day method and you feel weak, dizzy, or miserable, stop. Go back to 16-8. Your health is about feeling good, not just a number on a scale. Now, if you are wondering about the other side of the coin, what you should be eating when you do break your fast, there is one specific food group that becomes critical as we age. I want you to watch this video next. It explains exactly what to put on your plate to protect your muscles and keep your energy high after a fast. I'm Dr. Adam Carter. Here's to your health, and I'll see you in the next video.